We're starting off high.
We can get a two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot. Ah!
There was you had accountability. Now what I can
now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
No, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
trust a human to raise a pack of wolves.
Before I would trust a pack of humans to raise a wolf.
Right. I hear you.
Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Do Fools Agree. As always, I'm your host, Michael Reggie, here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings.
What up?
And in the building tonight, well, nobody's in the building, but on the show tonight, we got Malcolm Two Left Feet King. Right?
What's going on,
Two left
fools?
feet.
That's what you do on
the king.
showers, right?
No, the king is back. As you can know, in Hollywood, things are pretty exciting right now. If y'all haven't already heard, we're feeling good in Hollywood tonight.
Yeah, Hollywood bullshit.
That nigga ain't nowhere near Hollywood.
Rich what? Anyways.
The motherfucker in the Hollywood of the trailers.
Yeah, right. I didn't say what part of Hollywood.
Right. Yeah, that's a different Hollywood there, son.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. All right. So what's going on, fellas? How's your week, Cliff?
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement. I think long's pretty fair to say.
Yeah, it was a long week. My days were thrown off. I kept thinking it was like Wednesday. It didn't even feel like Friday today, honestly.
No, I'm actually with you. I worked usually my gig on a Friday. I can usually shut things down about 3:30. Man, I worked till about 5:36 tonight. It was rough.
Damn.
This was the first episode in a while that I had to nap before.
See, I desperately wanted to nap, but there was no time.
Yeah, I had to. Today I was like, yeah, I can't get through it without a nap.
I hit one of those COVID streaks, the pandemic, where you realize, like, you catch a smell of yourself, and you're like, when was the last time I don't remember.
Right. Yeah, I had a couple of those this week, too. Why?
No, I shower more now because I'm at home all day.
I mean, I hear you.
I get 2 in some days.
I get in my little cave, and when I don't come out from 8 to 6, it's like the last thing I want to do is go upstairs.
Right.
But you know me, I get that autism. Like
here we go.
It won't be smelling yourself, but it would be like the way my feet feel, or like the way my skin feels against my skin, where it's like,
right.
I don't like that. I gotta
feel sticky.
So any little thing like that'll make me want to hop in the shower. So I don't. Now that I'm at home and it's always an arm's reach, like even at work, I'm like, let me hop in the shower on my break real quick.
Right. I hear you.
So y'all niggas is trifling.
Well, damn. I mean, when you put it like that.
OCD with it. OCD with it.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, anybody got any inadvertence to get us going? Cliff, I feel like you owe me 2 from the last 3 weeks.
I feel like I might owe you 3. I feel like I had one. No, but no, I had one last week.
You did.
It was
2 weeks
the week
before that were a little dry.
Yeah, this week I had one, but once again I didn't write it down. I'm sure it'll come to me like last week's.
Gotcha. I had one. I had one, and I think you guys talked about the Cleveland baseball team changing the name, correct? Y'all talked about that. I saw the little clip out. Well done.
To the Guardians.
I mean, the real reason why they did that, though, why they chose Guardians, go from Indians to Guardians, is that it was just fewer keystrokes, right? You still finished with D-I-A-N-S. Like, you didn't have to change that much on shit, is what I'm saying. You kept the font the same. You keep the C the same, or turn the C into a G. Like, that's real convenient from a design look and feel perspective.
And the marketing major comes in with the dots being connected.
It still feels like Cleveland and the Indians.
Well, I mean, what is there any sort of, have we guarded anything? Cleveland's never guarded shit.
No, they can't even guard their river from catching, or their lake from catching on fire.
Maybe Steph in the finals. They was like, "That's stop, man. We gotta give it to Kevin Love. The only thing he's ever done in Cleveland. Be the Guardians now."
No, I know exactly how it happened. So they wanted something that was close enough to Indians that like the marketing could still apply. So anywhere where you had rhyming and all that kind of shit in your marketing taglines still works.
Right.
You could still do you could still probably get away with Windians or whatever.
Windians?
Yeah.
Windians.
When the Cleveland Indians are winning, they say they're the Windians.
Oh, I didn't know anything about that.
And
I didn't hear that.
And you had some marketing exec sitting in the front office being like, well, Guardians of the Galaxy's popular. Those two things combined, there you go, Guardians. Done.
I don't know if you could say Windians.
Right. Fair enough. But
maybe
what I'm saying from a keystroke, from a what it sounds like it's not that far off. So that was my inadvertent. I know y'all went through all the weird names and shit, so I won't go into that, but
they went through a history lesson.
Nah, not the lesson.
No, because apparently the Patriots play in Maine or some shit. Like, what the fuck?
That was an
Who the fuck are you?
You know where they're at?
I've seen you talk about that, Mike, and I missed them.
Up in the same area.
I would have got him on that. That's right. Maine.
Yeah, I'm more mad that nobody called him on it than
their neighbors.
Right, that's all in the same fucking area. Ain't none of y'all making it.
Right.
So what about you, Malk? Any inadvertence to get us going?
Man, I forgot that was
Malk doesn't ever
come
prepared
to
this shit. We have him on all the time.
I hopped on a whim, not even thinking about the inadvertent.
Malk don't be prepared for hit the showers. He just give his input.
Yeah.
Thinking don't write notes.
Ain't too much going on nowadays, especially on that, to write some notes, really. But
I mean, not unless you're gonna get into the Olympics and the shit going on there. So
right. Listen, I use Google for my stats. I don't even need notes. Google it. Cliff has to do most of the time.
So fun fact, and I already told Cliff this, but I will try to see what I can do to get him on an episode of Hit the Showers. But my college throws coach is actually coaching the Team USA Olympic throws.
Oh, wow.
Well, for all the throws. He's coaching javelin, shot, disc, and hammer.
Oh, really?
So I've been trying to catch it, but they haven't been showing any of the shit, so I'll have to catch the replay somewhere, probably on Peacock or some bullshit.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
Yeah.
Gary Aldrich was my coach my last 2 years at Carnegie Mellon. So,
I mean, why was he good enough for them to select him?
Well, there's a reason why they brought him in basically to turn him into the head track coach. Really, he's at a point in his life and his career where when he came over to CMU, he had 2 young kids. So he had like an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, and he didn't want to have to travel as much anymore. So basically, what he did was he found a gig where he could come in, and they named him the head throws coach, but he was always the coach in waiting. And so he was named the head track and field coach like a year after I graduated.
I just imagine Carnegie to be a hard place to recruit from. You know what I mean? Like, unless a super crazy record comes out of Carnegie and they're like, well, who's the coach there? Who's looking
you got to imagine that they're not necessarily looking for like the top tier athletes. They're looking for folks with good grades. And if you've got good grades and can throw, there ain't a lot of better places. And honestly, what's nice about throwing in Division III, like, you can make nationals. You can be a national champ a little easier than you can Division I. Now, I will tell you that the elite of the elite aren't that far off of one another.
Right.
Like D1 versus D3 in track and field ain't that different unless you're talking some of the sprints and maybe the middle distance stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I'm just thinking of it more from the standard of him being a coach being called up to the Olympics.
Well, the other side of that is that he's coached Team USA Nationals a couple of years.
Oh, okay.
So basically, he does. Okay. So basically, the CMU season wraps up, and then he's been doing stuff in the summer with like Team USA and stuff.
Okay, so he was already kind of in there.
Yeah, he was. I think he's coached. I don't know for certain, but I think he's coached a couple of NCAA champs. And so once you hit that kind of a level,
right.
Is. Like, it doesn't really matter where you are. And he's a good dude. I mean, at the end of the day, like, he's good at politics and he's good at networking, and he's a great dude. Like, he every time I go back, he comes and like finds me, and he'll come up behind me and grab me. I'm like, dude, what's going on? So he's a good dude.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. So that's kind of cool because I've seen him posting pictures from like the grounds of like where the track and field stadium stuff is, and I'm like, holy shit.
Right.
That dude coached me for 2 years.
All right, that would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, of course it would.
Stage.
Yeah,
that's a grand stage.
It would.
Yeah, man. Other than that, I mean, I'm sure y'all will talk about it on Hit the Showers, but Simone, like that girl from the U.S. that ended up winning the all around. She knows that's a fake title, right?
Well, that's it. And that's what. And you know what? It's funny. It's funny as fuck. This is funny as fuck, right? Did you see my post?
No.
On Simone Biles?
Yeah. And I'm sure we'll touch on it tomorrow too. But I was basically saying I can't help. I said I respect everybody's mental health and all, and I don't take that lightly. But I can't help but feel like Simone Biles just pulled a Barry Sanders.
She said, "Fuck it, I'm out."
Right, and she didn't want to break Walter Payton's record. And essentially, what I was saying was, every time I saw her win those gold medals leading up before then, the girl in silver or in bronze was usually USA. And I was looking at the way they were looking at her, and it was like, of course, congratulations, but at the same time, it's like, bitch, if you weren't here,
I would be
like,
the top of the game.
If you weren't here right now, I would be gold.
Right.
And you already have 24 of them. Like, what the fuck? So I feel like you can equate that to mental health as well. When you feel like, God damn, I'm taking away from all these people that's on the team. I already got hella golds, and I'm already not in it like that. You know what I mean? Because it gets hard to motivate yourself.
When you're the top of the game.
Right, when there's nothing else to get to. So when you're just in the way, it's like, let me get out these young ladies' way and let them. And it's funny because that Sunia Lee got the gold. Now everybody talking about her. But she wouldn't have got that if it wasn't for Simone stepping out of your way. Absolutely. That can mess with your mental health as well. Starting to feel like, am I stealing something from these ladies? I know the girl that didn't make the team that's now getting a chance to be on the
Well, and you know, when it comes to gymnastics, that all those girls train together. Like,
right.
And even if they don't train together, they see each other at competitions all year. And what I can tell you, and you might feel the same way, Cliff, from an individual sport perspective, but like, some of my closest friends from college are guys I competed against at Case Western because I saw them all at the same meets. We were always neck and neck in like the hammer throw or the weight throw or shot put or whatever the case was.
You brought my inadvertent back, but thank you. Continue.
No, I'm just saying, like those are the people that you forge bonds with because they're going through the same shit you are.
It's always the person you fought against a little more than the people you fight with.
Right,
you know
because if you're the top dog from like your squad, that's different than going against the top dog from another squad that you go back and forth with.
Right. Y'all,
like, I both beat and lost to those same guys. And crazy enough, most of the throwers I competed against in college from Case, also the same guys on their offensive line. Right. So I would see them multiple times a year, and like by the time we were juniors and seniors, they're like, "What's up, man? How you doing? How you doing?"
It's kind of like DeAndre Ayton and Bam Adebayo, being rivals all through college, compared, then getting to the NBA and be like, "That's my nigga." Like, we cool, we just back and forth always. You know what I mean?
It breeds respect, right? Because for them to be competing against you at the level that it's a true competition. Now, if you're whooping their ass or whatever, maybe you don't feel the same way. But if it's somebody that you trade blows with back and forth, like there's that okay, I see you.
Definitely.
That's how I felt about Carmelo and LeBron since they had played
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Absolutely.
Man.
Yeah, you think he gives him another try?
Who? Carmelo? On my team? On the Lakers? Listen, you better not. You better let that man figure it out. He's just too past his prime or greatness. He's not.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can say that because he's been having his past 2 seasons have been his best 2 seasons in the past, 7 years in the league?
But how much is he really going to give you at this point in his life is what I'm saying.
No, I definitely agree with that. But I mean, you when you trade away all those players like that, you need seat fillers. You need people that can fill the seat. And Melo's one that can come off of the bench and drop 15 real quick.
Right.
Matt McClung, your boy that you talked about.
Man, that's my nigga, man. I can't believe y'all got him. I'm pissed about that. Now that's one I am pissed about.
And he was undrafted. He was undrafted.
Yeah, he was in the G League last year. I'm pissed about
You'll be all right.
So he's not even a rookie. Like I don't even think something happened, but he's not even a rookie.
Red shirt.
He's not considered a rookie.
All right, before we get accused of taking over Do First Degree with Hit the Showers, did you got that inadvertent?
Oh yeah, my inadvert was like I always wondered why, like they said, like at the Olympics, they would hand out condoms and keep condoms in the people's rooms and shit like that. And I thought about it, like back when I ran track, that was like the best time to get play from other people's schools. Like meet people, because as soon as you ran your meets, y'all went to the middle of the field or whatever it was, and everybody congregated. So I was thinking to myself, I could only imagine when you have all those people from all those different places that have scheduled times that they have to do something, but so much off time in advance. I'm sure it's a lot of meeting up in the middle of the field, so to speak.
Right. No doubt. And you're there with people that have a similar mindset.
Right.
Are probably some of the more attractive people on earth.
Why are you using the condom? Like, if we have a kid, this is beyond this. 2 Olympians having a child.
They're using the condom for the STD factor, because I am sure there's some shit running rampant in Olympic Village.
I'm sure too. But you also gotta think you're not touching the these motherfuckers ain't got much time. You know what I mean? If they got STDs, then they're working overtime. You hear what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just keep it at that. I doubt that you got enough time to be an Olympian and be out here slanging shit to be coming up, on. I think that's more so the people in close proximity,
like coaches and shit like that.
And, right,
because
when you
staff.
think of being around them, you think of money and people want to be involved in it, and most people that chase money are willing to do things to get it. So that usually means you take chances.
Right.
But as far as the young lady who's been on those balance beams 23 hours a day, you tell me that she's been fucking in the one that she's not training? Is that what you're telling me? And fucking irresponsibly at that? What? I don't think you have time to.
You don't think there's enough time?
Man, listen, I think you're Olympian for
especially
a reason.
Those swimmers that are doing like 6 events or whatever. Like at least
all that, like
gymnastics. I'm with you. Gymnastics and swimming would be hard, but like think about volleyball. Think about beach volleyball. Once you are eliminated, what the fuck else you gonna do?
No. right. At that specific event, but I'm saying leading up to the training that it took to get to that point. Meant you were in that meant you were the kind of person that was in the gym when everybody else is out at the bar.
I got you. Okay, I'm following now.
So you're
saying they don't have enough time to mess around before they get there.
You don't even have time for a relationship.
Right. So you wilding out.
Right. So even if you are an Olympian and you are fucking, to be fucking irresponsibly on top of that?
Yeah.
How much time do you have? You're an elite athlete. Like, you're putting your body through it. If as soon as you leave training, you're just out there.
Right. Unless we're talking the Winter Olympics in like curling.
They get those forearms for a reason. You hear what I'm saying? So I'm sure that'd be where the STDs that they'd be like, stay away from the curling team. Right? That's all I'm gonna tell you.
That's funny.
But yeah, no, that was my invert. I feel like that was, but I feel like has that even been done before? Like, have we ever had a child of 2 Olympians?
I'm sure there has. I'm sure there are couples that met at the Olympics.
I don't think Olympia is a popular name. Because if that was the case, the kid would be Olympia or Olympus.
Olympia.
You know what I mean? Like, it'd be something like, some crazy shit like that. Like, we got two, because then you gotta be an arrogant motherfucker if you're Olympic gold. Look at Chris.
Well, wait. You said 2. Bruce Jenner or
Kate.
Jenner. Yeah.
She.
But you said 2 Olympians. You didn't say 2 gold medal Olympians.
Well, I mean, you're right. I mean, I took it there.
I'm sure it's 2. I'm sure there are like 2 from, I don't know, Serbia.
Disqualifiers. Like,
right.
We're not medal. Neither one of us medal, but we're both.
Right.
Olympic.
We both made that. We made it past the trials.
I think you could still count that.
We're gonna have to look that one up. We're gonna have to look that one up. Some reason I feel like Kurt Angle's wife might be in that category, but Olympic? I don't know.
I don't think so. I'll look it up.
What about the one dude, soccer player? Not
David Beckham?
No, his wife is Posh. Unless she's an Olympic music reporter. Damn, I can't think of the dude's name. Yeah, it's not coming to me. I can't think of it right now.
Gotcha.
But I feel like there's a soccer player who has I
mean, that would be another sport where.
What about your boy? I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, I was about to say soccer would be another sport where I could see, like, it's just there are too many numbers. You know what I mean? Like, especially people team sports wise that are in the Olympics. I'm sure there are.
Right.
Like a basketball player and a beach volleyball player when they're done.
What about Drew Holiday?
What's he play? Soccer?
Drew Holiday from the NBA?
Yeah, has he played something else too besides?
Malcolm muted.
No, what we're talking about, wives, spouses.
Oh, there's somebody. Yeah, I don't know. Who's he married to?
Drew Holiday's playing for Team USA, which makes him an Olympian. I can't think of his wife's name.
Nobody's playing for Team USA anymore. Didn't they get eliminated in the first round?
No.
No.
Did they just lose?
They just lost.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They just lost the first game. But she is a soccer player. She's like a world champion soccer player, and I think she played for the Olympic team as well.
Ooh. Well, okay. No, I didn't say he wouldn't count. I was gonna say Zach Ertz is married to an Olympic soccer player, but obviously he's not in the Olympics, so I can't count that.
Hockey would be another one where I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
Hockey.
Yeah, there's a lot of hockey. I mean, again, it goes back to the team sports where you've got greater numbers.
Her name is Lauren Holiday. Says association football player, midfielder, forward, United States Women's National Football Team, 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Yeah.
There you go. I don't know if they got a kid.
Yeah, they got a kid.
All right, there you go.
Yeah. See, I'm a genius. I wish I'd have did this on Hit
Now, wait a minute. You were the one that just said you didn't think that was the case, and then you disproved yourself.
Well, see,
right.
That's actually, you know what? That might be genius level
genius,
intelligence.
right.
To argue yourself into the correct answer. Yeah,
I do that all the time.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not. Yes.
Listen. Well, we cracked that case, mystery team.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that little bastard and his little dog.
Right.
Every episode.
Uh-huh.
Oh man! So what else we got? Anybody watching anything good? I feel like there hasn't been anything new come out recently.
I finally got on the Power train. I like it so far. That show Power.
Yeah, I've heard about it. Is that Showtime or is that?
Stars.
Stars.
Yeah, Stars.
Yeah, that's that 50 joint, 50 cent joint.
Yeah.
But you know what? That second one though.
Second season?
No, the second version, like the book of the power, the book of something. It's supposed to be like the rise of the shit and how that shit came into place. That looks a little more interesting, and I feel like that got Mary J. Blige in it, if I'm not mistaken, and I feel like I can't watch that without knowing what went on with the first season, but I'm not intrigued by that shit.
I like it so far. It's better because I had not watched it obviously since it came out, and then I finally tuned in. I thought it was all right so far.
Worth a binge.
I've never seen one episode.
And I just finished. I like that show Ballers. I'm mad they only did 5 seasons. I like that
with
show
the Rock.
With the Rock. Yeah, that show is funny as hell. I just finished that.
I mean, I made
what
it
is that on?
It was HBO.
HBO.
So it's on HBO Max, but I made it through the first 2 seasons of that, and then I fell off because I don't know. Actually, it was a good show. I don't know why I fell off. Like I feel like they changed the nights a couple of times, and I just gave up trying to find it. But that would actually be worth going back and doing a binge watch of, like basically the sports agent version of fucking Entourage.
Right.
And I love my man. I love my man Dwayne. Love him.
Right.
Yeah, I fucks with the Rock.
We watched Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle last night with the kids. So
man,
I don't a new one.
They got like
ones.
3 or something, don't they?
Yeah, there's 2 of them with the Rock. So the Rock's in 2 of them. I haven't watched the second one yet, but
with Jack Black, isn't Jack Black?
And Jack Black, the Rock, Kevin Hart. I
didn't like that movie.
I mean, that's not made for adults. Like that's a kids movie. Although
the original wasn't.
The original wasn't a kids movie?
It wasn't like made for kids, you know what I mean? Like I still like that movie to this day.
No, I don't disagree with you. But I also wonder how much of that is nostalgia. Although I will give you the fact that like my son likes the first or the original one better too.
Right. Like that you can tell like that's just where we are in the world currently, where we are given a cheaper brand of product.
Yeah.
And it's from the cars to everything. Like when cars used to be steel and now they're plastic, fiberglass and bullshit, like shit that
crumples on a fucking dime.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything's made to break.
No, it's planned obsolescence. Absolutely.
Right. So the movies aren't made to last. Like the movies that were made back in the day were timeless because people gave you quality shit. They put quality material into the shit that they made. Now we just bullshit shit to make it, and That's why it doesn't last.
Anybody that had one of those kind of original Nokia cell phones, you could throw that motherfucker against the wall.
I bet that motherfucker still works to this day.
Right.
Hey, those were bulky as
If
hell.
it's charged,
right.
bet you it still works. Bet you it still makes
You could be playing Snake as we speak. I promise you that.
No doubt.
Cliff, you remember working at Verizon? Some of them construction workers would come in and they would have them like, I don't know how to explain. It was like construction phones. Like they were like, they didn't break. I don't remember what they were.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I was like, damn.
And that's what I'm saying. And it's funny because that's around the time that the market switched too, because you had to find shit. You know what I mean? There was a point where everything wasn't made shitty. You could still find quality shit. Now everything is shitty. You just have to find the quality shitty product.
Right. Well, and that's like, I mean, Apple gets fucking nailed for this every 3 years, where because of the way they have a proprietary operating system for their device. Every 3 years with a new Apple iOS update, it doesn't necessarily brick your phone, but it makes it fucking worthless because it slows it down. It requires too much data. It requires too much processing power. It's all bullshit, man.
Forces you.
That's why I don't update my iPhone.
I mean, I hear you. The problem is that eventually you get to the point where you can't use apps because the apps will force you to update, like banking apps and all that kind of shit.
Right.
Yeah, some of them
have to be on like the latest version of iOS in order to get the latest security update, and this version will no longer work in 60 days or whatever the bullshit is.
It's all a fucking hustle.
I mean, it is.
Game.
Supply and demand. Did y'all watch that new Space Jam yet?
I've tried to watch it twice and fell asleep both times. And that's another one where my son likes the original better.
Same on that too. Agree there too. Yeah. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be though.
Nah, I actually thought like I didn't understand
all the hate.
I definitely didn't understand all the hate, and I actually thought like the way they set it up made more sense than the original.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Like him going into his son's video game. His son made a video game doing that shit, as opposed to what Jordan fell down a hole into Tomb Raider or something like that.
He got pulled in.
It was dope though. At the same time, it was like that wasn't supposed to happen.
Right, I mean that's right.
That's
like, a movie though. You gotta set up some sort of conflict. You know what I mean?
And then you had Nedry dig his way to the to Toonville later on in the movie. Bill Murray shows up for one play, one shot.
I love that.
You can't hate on the original. That was the shit.
That movie, it's so many funny movies.
But once again, that's our era. You know what I mean? That's usually why most of us are Michael over LeBron.
That's true.
But to your point and your point too, Mike, like my kids are the same way. Like they love the Little Rascals that came out in '94. Like if they made a new one today, they love to watch the stuff that I watched growing up, which I'm shocked. I'm like, man,
you know why? Because y'all's kids aren't dumb, and they can recognize quality material over bullshit.
Right.
And I'm not calling Space Jam or any of that shit bullshit. I'm just saying it's not quality material. Even the writers write to a different model than was written back in the day, which leads everything to fall in line with the other
because
bullshit.
It's all the, I mean, you can tell that was designed by that entire movie was directed by the studio, not by the director. The studio had things that they wanted in there, or the director was given a mandate to put certain things in there, and that's what you get is fucking designed by committee, which while it may make a little money, it may sell tickets, like at the end of the day, it's not memorable. And
that's why they put all that bullshit in there at the. Oh, you didn't see it. Damn, you didn't see it.
I didn't see the end. I fell asleep towards the end too.
Did you see the end when like they brought like the Iron Giant and Wreck-It Ralph and like they was trying to?
Oh,
they brought all the
together.
Paramount characters or whatever the Universal characters into the movie to like. And I'm like, oh, you're just trying to pull, like, get the kids to be like, oh,
yeah, it's Warner Brothers, and it's all the Warner Brothers properties.
Oh, that's what I was
it's HBO. Yeah.
Looking for what it was.
No, I'm with you.
That makes sense, though.
And I mean, it felt very Ready Player One-esque, which is also a Warner Brothers property.
I don't know if I saw that.
Ready Player One, book's better, but the movie is not bad. It's better than I expected it to be. If all you're looking for is like a bunch of just nostalgia feels and action and cool graphics.
Right. Okay.
So it's popcorn shit. Like,
I have heard of it though. I've heard people talking about it. I've never seen it.
It's worth it. So if you've got HBO Max, I think it's out there.
Yeah, I might have to check that out.
I like it. That is one that I'll throw on just when I'm like, I need like a feel good thing. Like,
oh really?
Just throw on the popcorn. Like, oh, this is cool.
Right, a good go-to movie.
Yeah, I mean it's. I won't call it a good movie, but it's a fun movie. I'll put it that way.
Right. Hey, as long as it ain't like that. What's that movie, Mike, that you like? With Ryan Reynolds in it.
Deadpool?
It's not Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Deadpool.
Right. Yeah, as long as it ain't like Deadpool, I can't with those movies.
No, it's not quite as.
Yeah, I don't like that. What do you call that? Campy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like those.
It depends. I mean, I wouldn't classify Ready Player One as campy.
Okay.
But now the other one that's out right now that I haven't had a chance to watch, and I'm sure Cliff won't be interested because it's a cartoon, but I do want to watch Masters of the Universe.
I haven't heard of
it. He-Man. It's the He-Man reboot.
Well, I used to love He-Man. I did used to love He-Man back in the day, but
so
I don't know
that
if
dropped
I'll be
on
able
Netflix.
to now.
I think they dropped it on Netflix, and it's I think Kevin Smith produced it actually.
Mall Rat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Jay and Silent Bob.
Exactly. Yep.
Right. Okay. That might be interesting then, because I was just about to say, now what kind of quality are we on? The back in the day quality? Are we on now quality? Because I could see them.
I've heard mixed things about it, but the mixed things have been. It doesn't focus on He-Man as much, but it's also the first part of like a 3 or 5 part miniseries.
And you said it's on what, Netflix?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Netflix.
What's it called?
Masters of the Universe.
Okay,
I have the power.
I might have to check because I used to love He-Man back in the day, but let's see if it translates.
Right.
But who knows though? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that the original would translate to me now.
No, and that's fair. And I mean, I kind of feel the same way about what was the other Thundercats. Thundercats is kind of the same deal where, like, loved it back in the day. I don't know if it would translate. Now, Thundercats, I actually think you could do a gritty action reboot on like an HBO Max or something.
That might be interesting. Yeah, that definitely might be interesting.
Thundercats. Oh. Same concept as He-Man. The sword gives him the power. You don't know Thundercats? How young is this fool?
He's still He's still in his 20s. He's 28.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, I'll be 29 in December. Right.
He kind of outside all of that.
Right.
What about Transformers?
I'm not no 80s baby.
Transformers?
Yeah,
I know Transformers.
Right. Well, he would know Transformers because of Shia LaBeouf and shit.
Right. I'm not gonna lie on that one. That is true.
He wouldn't know Transformers from the show Transformers.
Yeah.
Right.
Same with G.I. Joes and shit.
But
like
I do
that.
know the whole.
The what was it? The Killer Tomatoes.
Yes, Killer Tomatoes from Outer Space.
Yes.
And like Battletoads.
I used to hate that. I did like Battletoads though.
Well, that's because Battletoads was a straight ripoff of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It was, but I liked it. I liked it though.
I'm trying to think what else from that era. I think we hit most of it. I mean, Mask is another one that gets brought up occasionally that could probably be rebooted.
Jim Carrey?
No, Mask.
I was about to say.
Multi-armor something vehicle. I don't remember what it stands for, but it was basically
Oh, I don't think I know that.
It was kind of like, it was a mix of like G.I. Joes and Transformers. Like the vehicles could transform into different shit, but it was like a military unit. I don't remember what it stands for, but it had an acronym. But it was another one that it was in that same era of like Thundercats, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Ninja Turtles, that shit. But I don't know.
Those Saturday morning serial TV shows
would be on right before what was it? What was the pro wrestling that used to come on? It was WWF at the time, but it was their Saturday morning show.
Evolution.
Oh, it was before anything like Evolution. It was just like Main Event or something like that.
Oh yeah, they did used to have that. That was a thing.
But that's damn, another one just popped in my head and I just lost it. It'll come back to me, but I mean I think there are a couple of 80s things that are due for a reboot. I mean, they've been doing
it. That's all they're doing is rebooting. They don't make original shit anymore.
Right. They are. You're right on that. Everything's been a reboot, it feels like.
So I guarantee they'll get to it eventually.
Right.
If not in this decade, they'll definitely get to it in the next. I promise you.
It just makes me sad when they reboot things like RoboCop and fucking Total Recall and just totally botch it. Get your ass to Mars.
But you know what? I get it though, because that may be a boys thing.
Yeah.
What's that?
What about Mia? Does Mia feel the same way about like the old and new Space Jams and all that?
So I haven't showed the kids the new Space Jam yet. I'll probably do that sometime this weekend. But they've seen the old Space Jam, and I mean they love that. But I'm gonna show them the new one.
Well, I was about to say I think that may be a boy thing. I can't say that though. I won't say that. Just because I try to show Karma old versions of shit.
Yeah. And
she won't watch them because of like
graphics,
texture, right? Like, right. Like that's not. I'm not like I don't want to. And I think like, oh, it's shit shinier and newer now, so you don't want to watch the.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I feel like Andrew was like that early on, like where he would default to like the Disney Pixar type shit,
right?
Like the computer graphics, but. He seems to be like fine with animation now. I mean, after watching Space Jam the original, he wanted to watch some Looney Tunes cartoons. So
for real,
and he'll watch. He's watched Scooby Doo with my mom and like at random places where we only have cable TV instead of streaming shit.
Right. Yeah, I feel like these. I feel like these kids, and the reason why I said young ladies is because that's usually how they are. They don't like shit dull. Has to be shiny. Has to be something.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it dull. I'd call it gritty.
I guess you could say that.
My kids both loved. For a while, they watched it every day for like 2 months straight. But the Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory that came out,
or the
original, they loved it. Yeah, the original. They don't care for that.
They don't like the
what's his name? Charlie Depp.
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. I said Charlie Depp. Johnny Depp. Charlie and
I mean that's fair.
Yeah, they don't care.
That first one is much more like whimsical than the Johnny Depp one. The Johnny Depp one,
it's a little weird.
Horror. Yeah,
I don't like it. I just like some pedophile shit or something.
Damn. But listen, you know what? I definitely wouldn't trust my kids around that big tooth motherfucker.
No, he's just weird.
Yeah, you don't look like somebody I'll leave my kids with. And I'm sorry, I'm not going on this tour with you, Carmen, so we gotta miss this one.
Right. Hey, can't go. Yeah, I think a lot of the old schools are timeless. Like Back to the Future, I'd be mad if they ever try to make a reboot of Back to the Future.
The only way, I
can see them doing that.
What I would say there though, and I feel the same way about Ghostbusters and what's coming out with Afterlife. Not the one they did with the ladies, and it had nothing to do with the ladies.
Good.
It had to do with the fact that the script for the one the ladies did was garbage.
Yeah.
Afterlife looks good because what are they doing? They are picking up same universe, same group 30 years later.
Right.
Back to the Future could do the same thing. Somebody finds the DeLorean and has to go like talk to Doc or talk to Marty or something to that effect. Like you don't want them to be the main characters, but you don't want to do it completely without them either. which I think is what they're doing with Afterlife, because I think Aykroyd and Bill Murray are both in it.
Right.
So, like, if you do it in the same universe, and it's like I think the term I've heard is requel, which is where it's a reboot plus a sequel. It's kind of what Star Wars is kind of the same thing that they did with the latest trilogy.
Longest Yard.
They botched that. Longest Yard, yeah, because you've got some crossover. Like, that's if you do it in the same, as long as you are continuing the story, I'm all for it. If you're remaking, I don't feel as good about it. If you're truly rebooting, I don't feel as good about it. But if you keep it in the same universe and you're leveraging the universe and the mythology that was created around the property, that's different.
Because then it's almost like you're paying homage. You know what I mean? Because now people want to go back.
But you're paying homage, but you're not ripping off.
Right, because now people want to go back and watch see what happened before, where it's like you change the story and you're like, no, this doesn't have anything to do with
That's where you run into the whole, not my Luke Skywalker, not my whatever. Like, But Back to the Future, that's how you do it. Somebody finds the DeLorean. It still has Mr. Fusion.
I don't know if that's true, because I don't watch Marvel. But didn't they say that what's the name? He's not my Captain America.
Who said that?
America. The fuck?
Which is weird because
Captain America.
Sam Wilson is
like that in the comics.
Right. Definitely in the comics that Sam Wilson gets the shield.
Listen, that shield was a whore.
Everybody got it.
The shield was a whore.
He said the shield.
That motherfucker woke up with Scarlett Johansson one episode. Fucking Marvel, them soap operas.
No, and Marvel is. We'll see. I don't have a lot of faith in what I'm seeing from. I mean, the TV stuff has been good. Loki was great.
I didn't watch that yet.
It's worth a watch. And
I will watch it. I just haven't.
The concepts around time travel in that one are pretty good. Like,
I still want to see The Mandalorian. I just don't got Disney Plus.
I can get it to you, Cliff. But I started it like a year and a half ago. I mean, I couldn't get.
You didn't really like it.
I mean, that's just me though. Like, I like the Baby Yoda, like everybody else likes.
Well, I like the dude, the Hispanic dude. Yeah.
I will say season 1 drags a bit and is very. And
then my nigga Uncle Bill make a cameo.
He does. But so what I will say is, season 1 of The Mandalorian did a good job of establishing the universe for anybody that isn't a Star Wars fan, is what I would say. The flip side is that every episode kind of feels, and this is. So the guy that is kind of the showrunner, so not Jon Favreau, who's directed a bunch of shit. Not Pedro. Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni is kind of the creative director at Lucasfilm now. His style is, the episodes he creates feel very one-off in nature, but at the end, you can go back and rewatch it and be like, oh no, that was a continuing storyline the whole time.
Right.
But in the moment, sometimes it feels like an adventure of the week type thing.
That's what's up.
And
I like it like that.
And season 1 is closer to adventure of the week type shit until you get to like the last 2 or 3 episodes. Season 2 feels more like a continuous thread.
I think that's why I like that Lost in Space.
Yeah.
Or that New World, whatever, because it felt like you said, like every week was its own episode.
Could be a standalone, but if you go back, you can. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I like shit like that. I'm hoping they come back with another one, man. They kind of left us hanging there.
Did they on Lost in Space?
Either that one or a New World. They were both the same thing, just different. Kind of like Walking Dead and Fear.
Gotcha.
Like it was in the same, they are all in the same
like universe,
I guess you could say, but they're different places.
Okay.
So one of the two, I feel like, left us hanging. One of them might have actually wrapped up. I'm not sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's never.
But they were both good.
I mean, the one that we got left hanging on was fucking Glow. Glow ended. They decided not to renew when they were hopping on the plane. Like, what the fuck?
Remember last time I talked to you, I forgot what episode I fell off on, and I've never
gone back. Yeah,
that's always how. It doesn't matter how much I like a show. If I miss it, like if Netflix keeps playing them. Yeah. If I fall asleep and I don't remember where I was, I'm not about to watch.
Not about to go back and figure. Well, you know, at most it's 3 episodes because Netflix will pop up the thing that says,
"Are you still watching?"
Are you still watching?
I don't think mine does though, because I'm telling you, I will go to sleep at 9 and my shit will still be on at 5.
Damn.
That's a.
I don't know if I got some settings on or something.
Right, you might have something on there.
I don't know. Well, anything else, or we want to get into the main topic?
We can get into the main topic.
So the first question is, did you guys watch the trailer for King Richard?
Yeah, I definitely watched the trailer.
I got to see most of it. It looks very impressive. Like it's going to be a great movie.
Is this the movie that gets Will Smith an Oscar?
Honestly, I don't think so.
No?
I was gonna say.
Now I think it's perfect for the time, right? Because it's autobiography, right? About Venus and Serena.
Well, I think the way they did was I think the way it's framed up is based on a true story.
Oh.
So I don't know that it's autobiographical, but it is the whole based on the true story of.
Well,
how does that work legally?
Right. I mean, I'm sure that the Williams group or whatever their company is or whatever their agency is has a stake in it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there was a book or was a biography about either their father or about them that they are leveraging things from that to put in the movie. But it's not, it's the whole historical fiction thing, right? Like where based on true events, but there's obviously going to be some dramatization in there.
Right.
Kind of like, what was it? Fighting with My Family about Paige from the
Paige,
WWE.
Yeah. You know, Cliff ain't seen that. Right.
That is a great movie. That one's worth the watch even if you're not a fan.
It is. It definitely is a good movie.
What's it about?
Paige. So Paige is a wrestler for the WWE. And it's basically like her story for how she got there, but it's done very well. Anyway,
it's one of those feel good movies.
It ends up that way.
But yeah, wait, what was you about to say, Mount?
No, I was just going to say, obviously we haven't seen the movie yet; it's not out yet, as we all know. But I was telling Cliff earlier, Mike, like there's a couple other movies. If Will Smith was going to get an Oscar, then I thought he should have got an Oscar for if he hasn't already.
I mean,
that's why I'm kind of with you, Cliff.
He's had 2 that he's been nominated for.
What, Pursuit of Happiness and 7 Pounds?
Ali.
Ali.
I didn't see 7 Pounds.
Oh, Ali.
Yeah,
Ali.
I actually thought,
I always forget about Ali though.
Yeah,
and that was one of I think his best.
I agree. Although
probably
I think the dude that played Ali in what is it? Last Night in Miami or whatever. One Night.
There is
Miami.
another Ali movie. Yeah.
Like that dude was pretty solid too. But I'm with you.
But that's also not. You're not depicting his fighting or anything like that either. Like that.
I mean, they do a little bit of it at the very beginning, but you're right. It's not his career by any means.
Right. That takes a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree. Like
Ali.
And I think the way Will Smith played the character, like
personified.
Yeah.
It was down to a
Somebody's shooting out here, man.
I heard you take the hit. I said.
Because it sounded like right next door, but now it sounds a little further away.
They running.
Well, Columbus, the city that never stops shooting.
Right? No doubt.
They don't.
Literally.
They shoot in the AM, the PM,
PM, anytime of the day.
Sundown.
Look, Look, they said COVID. No one go outside. Still shooting. I'm like, they said no days off. They don't call off at all. We trying to get a day off work. They don't call off from the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, I mean, that's kind of hard to. I would hope so, Mike. I think that'd be great. But it's kind of. Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I think he gets. I think he gets nominated for it because it is a.
Oh, he's gonna nominate. They're gonna
nominate. A sign of the times type nomination.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But I was on that autobiography shit. I was basically saying that right now it's everyone's sensitive to things, right? And regardless of how accurate it is, I bet it's not as accurate as it was. When you're talking about two little nappy-headed black girls from Compton,
right,
coming into the tennis scene, you mean you bringing them into our country clubs with beads on their braids?
Well, and you think that
they can compete
there's a
with
great
us
line about that in the trailer.
Right, where he said, let them hit some balls and see what you think.
That's not even the one I'm talking about. When they're walking in and they're getting looked at or whatever, he's like, they just never seen anybody as beautiful as us before.
Right. I seen the dad on.
Them ain't
what is it? Fireworks?
Yeah, them is fireworks.
Well, that used to be my favorite game to play in July.
I had to hear him without the headphones.
Right.
Yeah, I could tell without the headphones. I was hearing it through the headphones. Like, what the fuck?
July on the East Side. Gunshots or fireworks. That's the game I used to play with my wife every night.
Man.
Especially last year. Last year in July, damn. They were shooting off fireworks for like 8 weeks straight.
That's how my neighborhood is like that every year. Listen, if you drive through my neighborhood on the 5th or the 6th of July, it looks like a war zone. Just empty fireworks, shells, and ashes everywhere up and down the streets.
They don't clean them up or nothing, huh?
Mm-mm. Eventually.
Somebody gets them.
Eventually.
They get washed away. You gotta wait for that rainstorm.
Listen, that all you hear is mortar fire out here around them times.
You know what?
But we got a pretty mixed neighborhood, thus. I do enjoy that. It's not just all black folks. It's everybody in this neighborhood. It's white folks, Mexicans, everybody. Right. And everybody seemed to get along for the most part, at least in this concentrated area.
Yeah.
Right. You know, streets around, not so much. But
speaking of fireworks, that is pretty sad how that Columbus Blue Jackets goalie went out with that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and I heard he jumped in front of it to protect some people.
There's a pregnant woman, her husband in the hot tub, which man, totally stand up for that. But
yeah.
Listen, he was a real live goalie. You hear him?
That's what I heard. I seen the tapes. They started showing us footage and stuff.
I wouldn't even see the footage. I wouldn't even want to see that. I'm just saying, like, for you to be like, oh shit, a firework about to come get you. Let me stop that motherfucker too.
Right.
No, I didn't see the footage of that. That would be tragic. I'm talking about him as his goalie. Like, they showed his highlights as a goalie. Like,
no, I'm just saying that instinct is listen, you're a real
crazy.
Life. You're a guardian.
Right.
You're a guardian. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you're not just guarding that box on the court. I see something about to happen. Let me guard that shit.
Right.
They said he smacked his head too. That's what they thought he died from first.
What they said. Multiple shit. I
was just like, damn. That's stand up right there. That's phenomenal. It's sad.
Yeah. That's a hero. I mean, shit like that. It makes you feel a certain kind of way about saying everything happens for a reason.
Right.
But everybody does have their place. We don't know who that lady was pregnant with.
True.
You know what I mean? That may be the future person and I know the cliche thing to say is cure cancer. But you don't know what there's a reason why you had to go, son, and they had to stay.
Right.
And listen, God bless, and strength to the family in that situation, because nobody wants to hear anyone taken, especially from a situation like that, just a freak accident type thing.
Right.
But everything does happen for a reason.
Did you, Mike? I know you're not like big on the NBA, but like, did you guys, or have you ever heard of Cliff? You know the person, Terrence Clark. He went to Kentucky, 19 years old, got into a car crash in April, speeding. He died. Anyways, they honored him in the Hall of Fame, the NBA draft last night.
The dude from like that was like what 7-8 months ago or something.
The commissioner tried to say it was back in April. I thought it was further than that, but
yeah, I thought it was a while. I didn't think it was that close.
Yeah, the commissioner said back in April, but anyways, yeah, it was some time ago.
We talked about it when it happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Anyways, I thought that was cool how they had his mom and his brother on stage and said he's an honorary member of the draft in the NBA and gave it, you know what I mean? His mom was crying and stuff. I was like,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good when you see big.
Are they going to give him a contract though?
No.
You know what I mean? Are they going to give him a signing bonus that he would have gotten in the NBA to help the family out?
No.
Don't do that. That's my whole thing. My whole thing is don't do this if you're not helping.
If you're not all in, right?
Right. Don't just have me come out there to rehash my pain in front of an audience
so that you can look good because you're doing something.
If you're not actually giving me, give me $100,000 that would have been my son's $250. My son signing, but that's 25 cents to you. Give the family some money since he's an honorary member of the NBA. Let him get an NBA check and let them inherit that since he's gone. Otherwise, don't call my phone.
Right.
And it's not being greedy. It's just like I know what y'all are doing. I know what y'all are doing.
Like publicity kind of.
Right.
Yeah. So that's where like I agree. It's a cool moment and like wonderful, but like I agree with Cliff. At the end of the day, that's a publicity move, and unless you're doing something really to impact that family's lives beyond that, it's not worth it.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all can announce it on ESPN, but y'all don't need me there.
Right.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers is still dealing with it if it just happened in April.
Right, no doubt.
Right. I mean, I feel like, that's something obviously as a parent I can only imagine.
You still got your arm wrapped up?
Huh? Yeah. Listen, I ain't playing with my shit.
Unwrap that, boy. That need to breathe.
Man, hell no. They said 3 to 7 days. Today's the third day. I'm waiting.
That motherfucker needs to breathe, Joe.
I'm waiting until Tuesday. No, I might take it off this week.
Yeah, that needs to breathe.
Don't let Cliff bully you into taking it off.
Right. Mike, look, I'm trying to be smart.
Nigga, how many tattoos I got?
Too many? They look like they hurt.
Listen, I'm like the dude that gets the shot at the hospital or the doctor's office. As soon as I get out of there, the Band-Aid's coming off. I'm not walking around with this Band-Aid on all day.
No, I hear you.
I understand keeping it on the first day, or if it's in a spot that may be irritated, you may wrap it up before you go to bed so you don't bother it while you're asleep. But after the next day, take that motherfucker off. That'll need to be on there. It's like a scar. It's a scar. It needs to breathe. The longer you have it wet under there, the longer it takes to heal. You feel what I'm saying? It's like getting in the shower, how your scars get to where you can wipe them off and they get back to that pink skin. That's what, the longer you keep it wet, the more you can do that.
And that's Health 101 by Mr. Clifford Jordan Jennings.
Dr. Clifford Jordan Jennings.
We need to get
certain people say the longer that you hold that ink, that skin in, the more it absorbs into the skin. And that's not the truth. It absorbs into the skin by how much the tattoo artist saturates it into it when they're doing the tattoo. Doesn't matter if you scratch that ink off, that scab off that first day, you'll still have a tattoo there if that tattoo artist actually got it into your skin. That scar is just the after effect, the healing.
Okay. Learn something new every day.
There you go. Tattoos by Dr. Cliff.
Right. Listen, check it out.
I'm a jack of all trades, baby. I didn't put out a few pieces walking around here.
Right.
Before I had any business doing so.
So I originally had the idea of, are there other, we'll call it, you could do actors, but I mean, we could expand that a little bit.
Did I ever finish my point?
No, probably not.
And I apologize if
somehow we ended up on gunshots and
right. Yeah, basically what I was saying was it's right now we're in that time where everybody's a little sensitive about a subject, and to see just the idea of putting you as a fly on the wall of that story, people are gonna automatically feel like it's like what was that one movie that everybody was talking about?
Which one?
That got nominated for the Oscar. It was a black movie. Got nominated for an Oscar, and everybody was.
Bloods?
No, it was before that. It was like it was when they were saying Oscar so white.
Oh, I mean, shit, that's not Black Panther, is it? Because that was
no, it's not like a musical. Sunlight, Moonlight.
Okay, with
Moonlight,
Ali.
Right. I feel like we're in the same climate to where it's like you gotta nominate it because of the content of the movie. But the reason why I don't think they give it to Will is because of the character, his voice, his you know what I mean? Regardless of how spot on he is to the character, to people seems a little, what's the word I'm looking for?
Aggressive, rugged.
No, like comedic. You know what I mean? Like he kind of has the Mike Tyson voice going on. Ain't nobody abusing these kids, and it's like, well, like we don't see Will as that, so it's like, well, like that kind of seems a little weird.
But that right there is actually why I think that, and you did not say whether or not you think he's deserving of based on what you saw in the trailer. You just said environmentally. I actually think that shows more. I think that trailer shows more of Will Smith's range than I've seen in any movie, other than maybe what was was it Concussion or was it Collateral, something like that.
No, Concussion is the football movie, and then Collateral is Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise.
All right, so it's Concussion. I couldn't remember if it was what it was called, but the one about CT and concussions and all that shit. Like
Schmodown points me.
You get it. I think I said Concussion first. Anyways,
you right.
But like that movie, and to your earlier point around Ali, Will Smith in a different era and a different avenue, you could see him being Ali. Like he almost feels his natural character, his natural self, pretty close to Ali's in terms of you could see him being cocky and arrogant and like being really good at what he does and all that shit. So it was a little too close. He was a little
I don't know. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I don't know if Will Smith has been good at something acting as well as Ali has at boxing.
I would agree with you, and I'm thinking more just like even his business acumen. Like he's done more like.
But I get the correlation though. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. It wouldn't be that hard to adjust to that character as a Will Smith.
Right. And so this feels like, and maybe it's not that much of an adjustment, but just even the mannerisms and things like that felt like it was more different than things I've seen from Will Smith in the past. Like you're always expecting him to be in the action movie and like and that's not to say he hasn't done dramatic roles like Pursuit of Happiness, 7 Pounds.
I think that's why I don't like him, because he's in like action movies and shit, and I don't think he's that.
No, I actually agree with you. I think him doing a role like this is very much where he should be in his career.
I feel like Will Smith. I feel like Will Smith is better off in the drama lane.
I don't.
That
disagree.
whole I Am Legend and all that. That shit's for the birds, bruh.
No, I won't agree.
Like
with
I'm sure you have
Legend, but
and like I was about to say, I'm sure you have a niche. I'm sure you have a niche fan base when it comes to that. But a lot of people are like, nigga, what were you thinking?
I actually thought I Am Legend was good just because it was just him. And I have no problem watching that movie. I
liked all the scenes that didn't involve action.
I agree with you in terms of like the zombies and shit. No, I'm
right.
with you.
Like I liked
all
when
of, like,
the mannequin was out by itself. And,
what
like,
are you
I
doing,
like
Fred?
I like all that, but when it came to him being the shooter,
right.
I was like, oh.
I don't disagree with you on that, but I think it was the dramatic moments in that movie that I liked. So to your point, I don't disagree.
I agree. I think he should stay in that lane.
Yeah.
So for that, I think this is the perfect movie for him. I think the only thing that will stop him from getting the Oscar is the
I mean, at this point we don't know what else he's competing against, but yes, I'm with you.
Right. But let's be honest, he gets snuffed. He's one of those snuff guys.
Snubbed? Snuffed is something else.
Is that right? Snubbed and snuffed is two different things?
Yes.
Yes.
Two very different things.
Snuffed and snubbed.
And so
I've never heard of snubbed.
Yeah,
that says a lot about me.
Snuff,
I've never heard of snub.
A snuff film is one where they really murder someone.
Oh right, I know that.
A snub is like, fuck them.
Who got snubbed?
See, snuffed is. I thought snuffed was also just taken out. I thought that was just taken
everything's
out.
a lie.
You know what I mean? Like how the people say it got snuffed out.
That would be killed, yes.
Right. So when I think of snuffed from, like you got taken out of the runnings. So I don't think it's snubbed, but
snuffed, extinguished.
Right. So I don't know. That's new to me.
There you go.
I think I'll stick with snuff though and just take the laughs because I don't know about.
So who else in terms of actors or actresses that is probably deserving of an Oscar? Like it's the whole Jadakiss line, right? Like why Denzel have to be crooked before he took it? Who else is out there that hasn't gotten one but should have one by now?
DiCaprio, for sure.
I mean, no disrespect.
I mean, Leo has one, doesn't he? Didn't he get one for Revenant?
I thought he didn't get I thought he got gypped. Let me see.
He may not have a best. You might be right. He may not have a best actor, but I feel like he at least has a supporting actor.
DiCaprio.
Did he get one for Shutter Island?
He was the winner for best, the Revenant. He won. I thought he did.
So he's never gotten an Oscar.
I thought Leo got
Oscar.
one.
He's only gotten
Leo
best
hasn't?
actor. Yeah, he's only gotten best actors and best pictures.
Well, he won Best Actor, so in my mind, he got it. Like he got the Best Actor for The Revenant,
Wolf of Wall Street, and The Revenant.
Oh,
and Blood Diamond.
And Blood Diamond. I don't know why I was thinking.
I thought he just got nominated for Blood Diamond, but okay. Nah, he was just a nominee for Wolf of Wall Street and Blood Diamond. Revenant's the only one he won.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Damn it, and I see the column to the right that says winner. Yeah, he only won for The Revenant. I've never seen The Revenant. Good call out, Mike.
No
I didn't even look at that side.
A motherfucking part on the side of your head too deep.
Yeah. It's something else, but
they didn't part at your brain.
You know,
they didn't part at my mind when I got up here.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled up a list, and it was like 11 actors. The only one that was on it there were 2 or 3 on it that surprised me. So Cliff's favorite actor, Woody Harrelson, is yet to win.
Woody Harrelson, that's Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
White Men Can't Jump.
I fucks with the homie.
Oh, I thought that was one you didn't like.
No, I fucks with Woody. I fucks with Woody. He was at the Wimbledon rolling off a bean with his Asian girlfriend.
No shit.
Allegedly.
Right.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
the lawyer lady up there in the booth is telling me to say allegedly.
Hell yeah, I wish I could find the clip. I'm gonna send you the clip. That shit funny as fuck. Both they motherfucking jaws was locked to the gill. Grinding them bitches.
They was rolling.
Oh, they was
rolling
rolling hard. Boys in the hood. Bite down. Yeah, I fucks with Woody.
So he's won.
What did he win it for?
No, he has not won.
Oh, hasn't won it.
got snuffed.
I can understand that though.
And I'm trying to so he was one, Ed Norton was one, and I would have thought Ed Norton won for
Fight Club.
Well, that's another good one, but I was actually thinking American History X.
Ooh, yeah, you're right.
So he's one, although you don't see much from him. I'm trying to think the last thing I saw him in. It's been a minute.
Ed Norton.
Yeah, he kind of did fall off after. I feel like he made something else after Fight Club. He was.
He was the original Hulk before they gave it to Mark Ruffalo.
Right,
he was supposed, His Hulk movie was supposed to be the start of the MCU, and they fucking retconned it.
Because he didn't make sense.
No.
He didn't make sense as Hulk.
Yeah, he didn't.
Mark definitely matched a little more than Ed did.
I agree with you. I think that was the right call. But I
feel like he was something else after that, he was like a rich dickhead, like he fucked somebody over in a movie.
Italian Job?
No,
he's the guy that screws over the rest of them in Italian Job.
That could be it, because Italian Job, I know it with Jason Statham and all them, but I don't think I ever saw it all the way through. I think I only saw pieces, maybe the beginning and end, or maybe the middle and end, and I don't know, but.
Well, yeah, and it was on TBS, TNT, and all that shit for a while too.
That could be it, but wasn't the Italian Job before the Hulk?
I think they were right around the same time.
Okay.
Italian Job was 2003. The Hulk was 2008.
Right.
Okay, so it was before Hulk. But yeah, so he was the other one on the list that I was a little surprised about. Actress-wise, it was Amy Adams, but she's in a bunch of kind of niche, almost Oscar Beatty type films.
I don't even know who that is.
She is she's the girl, I think, in Zero Dark 30. I also think that she was in Molly's Game. If you haven't seen Molly's Game's actually pretty good. It's about the basically the celebrity poker circuit, and how there was a bunch of kind of illegal gambling and shit going on in Celebrity World for a long time. Yeah, they talk about Tobey Maguire in particular. Wait.
Allegedly.
That gives him points, because he's just. If he didn't get in no trouble, I was thinking he was hiding something, and it was probably kids.
Right.
Hit that button again for me, please.
Allegedly.
Thank you.
She's in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
The original. One of my
97
favorite movies in the fucking world. Oh, I loved her.
Oh, I bet.
love the original.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Sarah. No, the original.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
The original Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Is there another one before that?
Yes, there was a movie before they made the TV show. You haven't seen that movie?
No, I'm gonna have to go find that.
I haven't.
Oh my gosh, that's a great, still to this day, where she spit the tack out and caught the fly on the wall.
No.
Yeah, Buffy was a bad bitch, boy.
You sure that's not a porn clip?
Right.
My mom got me hip. My mom got me hip to the original Buffy. Or did she? Or was it my? Yeah, it was my mom. I can't think of the girl though. She's the girl from Big Daddy. The one that worked at Hooters that was with the old man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The only Buffy I ever really knew was Sarah Michelle Gellar in the TV show.
And I watched it a little bit, but it wasn't the original.
It wasn't the movie. I hear you.
Yeah, the movie's the truth.
I haven't seen that.
She fights all the vampires on prom. They attack her high school at prom, and she goes out there and
Sarah Michelle Gellar was up there. Back then, Melissa Joan Hart was up there for me. Clarissa?
Mine was Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Okay. That's all right.
Can't hardly wait.
I ain't arguing with you.
I love Jennifer Love Hewitt. Then she came out with that movie where she saw, or that TV show where she saw ghosts. What's that?
Was it Medium or something like that?
Something like that. No, I think Medium was the blonde girl.
Oh, okay. What was the other one?
What was hers?
I don't remember. Pushing Daisies
That's
was another one that was kind of in the same realm. Was she an angel? Wasn't there one called Angel that was like...
Angel was the spinoff of Buffy.
No, I'm not talking that. There was another angel, but it was like... Is it Touched by an Angel? I don't think that was.
I think that sounds like a different.
That's when you stay home from elementary school and you sick.
Maybe that's why I'm lumping that all together.
Yeah, that's soap ops. That was the stories.
The stories that. And,
I want to watch your stories.
Hey man, when you didn't have cable at that age, you didn't have a ton of a ton of options at that point.
You didn't have cable out the gate either.
So Malcolm, before the late '90s, there was this thing called over-the-air television. We didn't have cable TV necessarily back then.
Shit, we didn't have remotes. You had to go to the TV and turn the knob like cheat. Flick with the antenna to make sure.
Right.
I did have to mess with the antenna, but I don't think any of mine had knobs.
You didn't have no knobs? Listen, all my TVs had knobs at first. Because you get the hand-me-downs, you know? When so-and-so gets the TV, you get their old TV. So on my TVs, I had to get out of bed to flip the knob.
At least till you hooked the VCR up.
Right. That was a whole different story.
Yeah.
Does that help?
I mean, you could plug the antenna into the VCR, and then you could at least have, like, not digital, but, like, channels that you could flip through the VCR.
Where were you in 89?
Well, you know, we didn't meet till 90.
Right. Hadn't met yet.
Nah, it wasn't till...
I probably didn't get rid of that TV till long after I met you.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, I probably didn't get rid of that TV till we moved out. So I was probably like 19 years old.
What was that, Kennard? Is that where that was?
That's where we moved out to.
Okay, so it was before.
No. Gilroy. Kennard was my dad.
That's what it is. All right.
Uh-huh.
Somewhere over there by the flea market.
Mm-hmm. Both of them.
Both of them, right.
Neighbors.
Oh man.
But yeah, I did when I watched the trailer. I get intrigued by stories about what it took to make a child something.
Basically what it takes to become like an elite. Well, I can imagine that. Like that seems like it's right up your alley. Like how do you take someone and morph them into an elite athlete?
Right. And you know what? A lot of the reason why I think I gravitate to it because I kind of question myself and my father. Like, where did we go wrong? You know what I mean? And I know exactly where, and I don't know if that speed bump had anything to do with us. But I know where we hit that fork in the road, and I chose the way I know when and where that happened, but I just I know how strong words are, especially to children, right? And it's the exact same conversation me and you, Malcolm, had on the Hit the Showers podcast, where I said that boy Hansel Emmanuel with the one arm, in order for him to be able to do the things that he's done so far with that one arm, it takes an enormous amount of strength that his parents spoke into that boy.
Right.
And that's immediately why when I watched that trailer and I saw Will Smith speaking to social services,
oh yeah,
I was, well, I won't say immediately, because at first I was thinking, is this one of those kind of movies where it's like,
which I don't think it is. Like I had the same fear watching it. Like, oh, this is going to be like a blaxploitation, like they were in a drug-infested house and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, no, that's not what it was. And it wasn't
even what I was getting at so much as, was it gonna be my cry wolf moment?
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Where as the athlete Serena and Venus, I can now down my dad because I feel like he was a little too hard on me, so I'll misrepresent.
I hear you on that. And I don't disagree.
But it didn't seem like that at all.
Well, especially not because it's titled King Richard. Like,
right.
The story is about him. Like,
right.
The girls are not necessarily a background piece because they're obviously an integral part of the story, but
right.
Yeah.
But they are a sort of a background piece. But it lets you know, regardless of the relationship or whatever the case may be as to why they were called, you can tell there was strength speaked into them girls.
Yeah.
And from the trailer, at least on both ends of the spectrum, that's very, I won't say odd, but it's very rare to see both parents on the same accord.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to see the mom and the dad both rooting for their children playing tennis,
no doubt,
lets me know immediately there was strength spoken into them.
We talk about it all the time. Disney's favorite thing to do is to kill parents. Mm-hmm. How many stories are there about orphaned children and
all of them,
or only single parent children, or
all of them?
Like,
listen, you know what? That makes me think. We talked about like aliens mean whatever and zombies mean whatever. I almost feel like Disney movies were kind of made for the war.
Okay.
Like for kids to get used to the fact that you may not have a parent, or your parent may not come home. Get over it, type shit. You see Bambi, you see Snow White by herself, you see Cinderella with her step parents, you see all those people with no one. Get over it. That happens.
Right. I also think that there is, by eliminating the parents,
and I don't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that, but I meant that's what those movies were trying to.
Well, I think that's part of it. I think the other side of it is that's the quickest way to make the character relatable. In terms of even if you have parents, them not having them makes you like, I don't know if the right term is like imagine what it would be like if you didn't, or if it is just that. Because
like it taps into your empathy.
It's that, and it's the structure of it in the sense of by eliminating their background and their parental figures, anybody could put themselves into that shoes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's kind of my thought on that, and I'm sure that's part of it because it's Disney and all they're geared toward is to make money and sell toys. But is to make
do they really sell toys anymore?
Okay.
Hell yeah, they sell clothes. They sell everything.
Do they sell toys though?
My kids still be one. They go to the Disney.
But I mean, like, when's the last time you went and bought a toy for your kid and it had Disney?
Oh no. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
No, it may say Barbie, Disney, Princess and the Frog, or Cinderella, but how many times is the logo Disney?
But even then, Cliff, like that's still a licensing deal with whoever. Like,
I mean, I get it.
Hasbro makes all the Star Wars toys, and Kenner makes all the Star Wars toys. But guess where that money all goes?
I guess I'm just thinking back from, like, you remember City Center had the Disney store.
Yeah.
They had all kinds of Disney shit, toys, whatever you could think of in the store. So when I think of Disney, I don't think toys as an
avenue for that. Well,
right.
It
may be a split to an avenue because they're partnered with Barbie or whatever the case may be. But
the flip side of that, Cliff, is that they own like 90% of the IP that you'll find in a Target. Meaning, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's Marvel, and you see toys for that kind of shit all the time. You know what I mean? Like, that money all goes back to Disney because they own all those companies. Pretty much, it's Fox, it's Marvel, it's Star Wars. Like outside of until they buy Paramount, like anything that is branded is Disney property.
I guess that's why they don't need toys.
Right.
They like we beyond that shit.
They're making money behind this. The app alone.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I'm sure they're making money off of the UFC.
Oh, no doubt. Because all that's technically through ESPN Plus, even though they won't get any of my additional money for the buy-ons for the pay-per-views.
Listen,
right.
That was the whole point of the app, I thought.
Right. What do you get? Nothing. You get Fight Night.
Yeah, they tricked me. They said, you want to purchase? I'm like, I thought it was part of the ESPN Plus.
Yeah. So, when I found out it wasn't.
That's why I have IPTV.
I need to look it up.
I love being able to flip back and forth between the fight and the UFC fight, like between the boxing matches and the UFC fights going on the same night. I also have in my Amazon cart, on that note, Cliff, an HDMI splitter so that I can show both on the screen at the same time.
Really?
It's gonna be good.
Oh,
let me know the next.
Either on the projector or on the TV inside. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm ready to pull the trigger on it. So,
nigga, you Daddy Warbucks over there. I don't know why you even got anything sitting ever in your cart.
Because I have to have a reason to get it.
Man,
listen, it's some reasons that Errol Spence Manny Pacquiao fight's coming up.
That's what I was gonna say.
But if there's not something competing on the same day, then what's the point of having it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That does make sense. Because I was about to say that would be a good one to do a little live fight companion for.
Or even for football games. If there's two good games on, you want to catch both?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Definitely for football.
More so on the college days than the pro
that
days.
Too.
But.
Right.
That too.
Right.
Very true. Mm-hmm. There's a reason right there, Mike. Might as well go to the checkout card and go ahead and get the
I'm sure it'll find its way in sooner or later.
Right.
Really, I'm waiting for them to do like a 20% off, and then I'll pick it up.
Did you guys new underwear, T-shirt,
right? Something on the side. Or Mike, are you guys elect in, you and Shar, for the child tax credits, early payments? Did you guys elect?
They ain't eligible for that.
You know, I didn't think.
Oh, they make too much. They make too much.
He pays into the tax credit you get.
Mike makes too much, huh? I thought everybody with a kid was getting, honestly.
They are. I will tell you. I will tell you what I got is probably not what you got, but
really, I thought that each kid under a certain age or
yeah, but it's still a little bit based on brackets and that kind of thing. So I'm with you. Like, I think we get the credit technically speaking.
Right.
I saw about $100 maybe.
Well, Mike, you make
that pays for your
money.
Splitter.
Right.
Some beer for the next fight companion.
Look at it that way. That's what I was gonna say.
You're not wrong. I'll get it eventually. I haven't had a reason to yet. So
shit, my broke ass got a kid that go to baby mom.
Right.
Then I still gotta pay her motherfucking ass.
I was gonna say it's actually, hey, I got money, but you still owe me.
Right, so that's life. Uncle Frankie told us that. You'll be riding high in April, shot down in May.
And this is the Cliff concert.
You know, I ain't gonna give it to you.
All right, I got another sports question for you.
Lay it on me.
Hey, Reg, 10 points over or under tomorrow. It's an 8 o'clock game, and I'm not up there putting him to bed. I hope it's
8 p.m.
8 a.m.
Right, that's what I meant. Under.
Under 10?
Yeah, under. He's not a morning person. I don't see him getting motivated that early.
I mean, he scored 12 out of 14 the last time, so.
I'm going with over 10.
No, he has scored over 10 points in every game he's played so far.
What time was that? Those games?
Last week was a 9:30, so it was the next slot. But his grandma let him stay up till 11:30 that night. They could have. They could have won that one had he been sleeping.
Right.
Who's up there tonight?
His grandmother, but I gave her explicit instructions that he had to be in bed by 10.
He gets 9 tomorrow and he's up till 12.
He gets 9 tomorrow, up to 12 predictions.
That's my prediction.
All right, I'll report back next week.
He's up till 12,
dude,
for sure.
He
gets 9 tomorrow.
You would have been proud of him in that game though last week.
Oh, I'm sure I would.
He had 2 standout moments. Actually 3. One, he baited the other team into throwing a pass that he intercepted and took all the way down the court. And they don't do layups really in that, but he baited the dude. Like, I saw it happen before it happened. I'm like, he's got this. He's going to steal this fucking pass. And sure enough, he was standing behind the kid, jumped in front, took the ball, and took it all the way down the court. The other one was, I was a little mad at him when he took the shot. But then he sank it, and so you can't be mad at him. He hit a shot from like 15 feet. I'm like, what were you doing throwing that up? Like,
listen, when you're the guy scoring all the points, I take what the fuck I want.
Right.
Who's going to bench me?
And his last one was, he got the rebound with like 3 seconds left. It was a long rebound, and he took the final shot. He didn't make it, but he took the final shot, so I was proud of him for that. So, there you go. That was the A-Reds basketball highlights from July.
I get geeked about that just because we know he's not going to be a basketball player. Even if he gets blessed and shoots up from you and Char's genetics together, the tallest I can see him being is 6'6".
Yeah, I think most he tops out at 6'4".
Yeah, I couldn't see him being any taller than 6'6".
Yeah.
And even at 6'6", you're a guard.
Right.
And I don't know that you have the coordination.
Right.
Even now, I can see that as an adult, you're probably not going to have the coordination to be a guard, like to keep up with the guards. Now, you get tall enough to be a big, then you're in there.
Well, and again, big at what level, right? Like he will probably be big enough to be the big on a high school team, but not on a college team. For sure,
exactly. On a college team, he's going to have to be the skill player.
Right.
And I'm not saying that he can't be the skill player, but what that does is it contradicts what his natural build is for. Your natural build is a linebacker. So in order for you to be a big in college, you have to lose weight, not gain it.
Right.
So that means that you're going to take yourself away from being naturally what you're more gifted at than. So I feel like the best thing now is him getting the extra coordination, because basketball, like I said, takes more coordination than I would say not any other sport, but most other sports, and then go to football with that.
Yep. I don't disagree.
And you're in there. The only thing is, hope you don't fall in love with basketball knowing that this isn't going to be the sport you excel in, because you're undersized even at 6'6".
Well, all I can tell you on that front is I will never encourage him being a single sport athlete. So meaning he's going to play multiple, and Char and I have this conversation all the time. If he wants to do something outside of sports, that's okay too. I would prefer him to do at least one team sport, one individual sport.
My dad dogged me for playing any other sport but football and track.
I mean,
I played soccer one year. You can only imagine the names I got called.
Especially back in the mid-90s.
Right. And I felt it too. I felt it while I was playing. Like, I understand what he's saying. For me.
He got the long socks on, the short socks.
And I'm not saying that that's not for anybody, but I understood what he was saying for his genetics. I understand what you're saying now. Right. Hindsight 2020. I understand. That's why you got red cards every game and got kicked out of all the games, because you didn't belong on the field doing this.
No doubt.
But yeah, no, like me and Mock said, what was that today? We talked about that. If I was smart, I'd have stuck with baseball.
Oh, that was the other day. Yeah, we talked about the money. If we knew, we told the money.
Size don't matter. I had speed to run bases. I can
got
catch
the coordination to catch and hit. Yeah,
right. It doesn't like that was the sport that that and fighting was two sports I had the best opportunities in, and if mom ain't gonna let me fight. But there's no contact in baseball.
No.
Not really. I mean, besides getting hit every so often. Yeah, there's not really no contact.
Well, and who was our grade school baseball coach?
Was it Mike Evans?
No. Who was our
Buccaneers?
Well, 7th and 8th grade, I think, was both the same.
Who was it?
It was Thorny.
Connell?
No, it was Thorny in baseball.
Was it?
Shelby's dad was our baseball coach, and
really?
And Kevin helped out.
Is that right?
Yeah, dude.
Was that when I played though?
I know that was 8th grade. I think they coached 7th grade too.
Well, I was gone in 8th grade. I think it was 7th grade that
I'm pretty sure Thorny
or
was our baseball coach. I played 6th, 7th, and 8th. So
I think I played 6. I played with you.
Yeah.
But I think I played. Who was the pitcher when you played?
Oh, fuck if I remember, dude. I blocked out most of my baseball memories.
I remember when I played.
I was so heartbroken when I didn't make the high school baseball team. I shut all that out of my mind.
For real? The pitchers were Eric and Greg when I played.
Yeah. Yep.
And that was 7th and 8th too?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, no, I would. Yeah. I think it was either 6th or 7th I played. I can't remember.
And maybe Thorny only coached us 1 year, but I thought he coached us at least 2.
I don't think he was the coach when I played.
Maybe not. But
can't remember who it would have been.
I'll find some pictures. I'll get back to you.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember who it would have been, but I remember you laying that motherfucker. Shelby. I remember you laying that motherfucker out at home plate.
Because I played fucking catcher.
I'll never forget that. That's when I was like, yep, get him in football immediately. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, I did throw my weight around a little in baseball.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget the uniform color, the helmet color.
If you're going to try to come, then,
I'll never forget that.
You get what you get.
That shit was funny.
Baseball. Yeah, that's definitely a sport that, pays some good money.
Speaking of baseball, they released the PlayStation MLB The Show on Xbox. I've been stuck on it.
Have you? I saw that they were the MLB basically, or Sony gave up the rights.
Right. And I'm waiting for the 2K baseball. Back in the day when the rights were open.
Yeah, when you could have multiple
Xbox
games.
had 2K, PlayStation had The Show. And then when they lost the rights to PlayStation, it was only The Show on PlayStation. And now what these greedy bastards did is instead of coming up with their own baseball game, they released the PlayStation baseball on Xbox.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I gotta wait another year to 2022 for you to potentially come out with an Xbox version
to get over the 2K or whatever. Get 2K.
Like the shit says PlayStation when you start the game.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I'd say
that PlayStation has the triangle, X, and square, and all that.
It's a reminder to let you know that who's more elite.
Yeah, whatever.
No, they think they are. No, you know what it actually. You know what it actually is they're trying to get the Bethesda games. I'm sure that's what it is, because Bethesda is basically saying their shit is only going to drop on Xbox now, and those are some big money makers.
Right. Right. I don't know what games those are that are coming out, but I do know Bethesda and
I mean, Bethesda is Doom. It is all the Skyrims. It is all the Fallouts. It's all the
those.
What's the other one? There's another couple in that group, but Bethesda, like, they've got some of the hottest AAA titles. And everybody, all the PlayStation owners are freaking out because now that Bethesda's owned by Xbox and Microsoft, there's talks that it's going to all be Microsoft exclusive.
So they're like, let me give you some of our shit. And
right.
Hopes you give
in
us
hopes,
some of
in
your
hopes
shit.
that you will do the same. You will reciprocate.
That's what I said, man. Listen, but what I will say about this game, and it did for one instance make me lean to PlayStation, is this is the first game I played in a long time where you cannot, and you may be able to, and I just haven't figured it out yet, but you cannot pay to make your player better.
Gotcha.
You got to hit those home runs and those doubles to get your batting up. But you can't put attribute points on that stat to lift it up. That comes off of how you play. And I was thinking, like, well, shit, I don't know one Xbox game that's like this.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, I may be more inclined to go PlayStation just based off of this game alone. But even if no other game does that, the fact that PlayStation is allowing this gives me a better feel than playing with Xbox where everybody pays to be the best.
Yeah, the pay-to-win kind of deal. Yeah, the microtransactions, the virtual currency, all that shit. I mean, that's where the NBA 2K games actually make their money. They don't make money on selling the game. They make money on the fucking.
And you know what's funny
currency.
about it? It's funny you bring that up is because all the best players usually grind their player up anyway. Because once your player gets to about an 83, you can smoke 90s that paid to get their player up.
No doubt, because the skill set's not there.
Right. You're not good enough to play with me. You're just a 90-something.
Right.
Right.
But this makes it feel like it's pure skill, like
we're authentic.
Honestly, the only place where I feel like paying money beyond the initial game makes sense is downloadable content. And so
I agree.
If we're doing single player games and you're giving me another 4 hours of missions,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. 2K gets me on that shit. Well, in the past, you know what I mean? Because like me, I'm the kind of person that I got like a squad that I play with online. Yeah. So if y'all come in with that color, I gotta buy the shit to match y'all. And like, you boost it up to a 92 and I can do that, but I don't got enough VC. Let me drop 20 real quick and boost up so I can play with them. And like, I'm definitely a victim of that. I'm not going to lie.
Well, that's
recently I haven't really been playing so much until that MLB came back. And you're right, that peer pressure is the common denominator there. And it's not even really peer pressure because it's not like they're asking me to.
Right.
They're playing with me because they know I can play.
Right.
But because you may have been playing more than me, I feel like I'm doing you an injustice by keeping my man this rate when I know I could level him up. I just gotta buy some fucking VC. I'll buy it. For the team, I guess I'll buy it.
I'll do it for the team.
Right.
Do it for the team one time.
But now I don't even really, I'm offline all day. You don't even know I'm online. I got 100-something Xbox friends. I would never switch to online.
Nah, I mean,
I'll be on some accident shit. Like, oh shit, push that back real quick.
Go back.
Ghost mode.
Leave me alone.
I mean, honestly, that's all the last 5 years, that's all I've been on Xbox is I'll play some single player games when they come out, and that's about it. I am 75% of the way through the. I will get on the sports games every once in a while, usually football, but it's
that Madden
farther between now.
I'm lightweight interested in that Madden. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not a Madden guy. Not at all. I've never really been. I've bought since like the next generation shit, like not like the old school shit.
Yeah.
I've probably bought 3 Maddens.
And I am kind of the same way. And honestly, anymore, if I feel like hopping on one of those, I've got Ultimate Game Pass, so I've got EA Play, and I'll download the one from the last year and play it.
I don't got all that. Yeah, no, maybe 4 from like 2000
to now, or 2010 to now.
I would even say before, from 2004 graduation and now, I probably bought 3-4 Maddens.
Right.
I'm with you.
Now 2Ks and all that shit, that's probably every year. It's an every year buy.
Every year.
See, I'm actually on the same schedule with both of them. Like, I'll get a 2K game every 3 or 4 years just to see what I can do.
You're not a big basketball
I'm not,
guy.
but I like doing like the career mode and shit on
that's
2K.
My favorite of all of it.
But I don't like playing online or any of that shit. So for me, it's like I'm gonna pay $60 to play the career mode.
I like playing people online. Like I'll play Malk or I'll play like you if you say hop on and but I don't just like hopping online playing random people.
Right.
That's not. I'd much rather play the career mode.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But that new boxing,
I'll be down on that.
That new boxing looks so amazing. I don't know. I've never. They just released some new gameplay footage in the controls for it.
Yeah.
I am blown away. I'm blown away. And they just announced Tyson Fury's another added fighter. I kind of dig that. I don't like Tyson Fury as a person, but as a boxer, you have to respect him.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think he is the most graceful, fluid heavyweight since Muhammad Ali.
You gonna put him over Tyson?
Tyson wasn't graceful. Tyson was a tank. Tyson ran you down.
Are you saying like humble, like more of a?
No, when you look at Tyson Fury, when you look at his footwork, his agility, he's 6'7", and he moves like a lighter weight dude. That's what Muhammad was 6'4", and that's what his allure was. The fact that he moved like a lighter weight dude. He was slick. He was elusive. He had head movement. Most heavyweights just go in for the knockout. When you look at Tyson Fury, he's boxing. He's moving his head. He's dodging. He's dipping, he's slipping shots. You don't see heavyweights that do that.
Yeah.
Since Muhammad Ali. So I feel like you gotta give it to Tyson Fury. You look at Deontay Wilder, a guy that just runs in there hoping he hits you with a straight left and puts you down. And then you look at a Tyson Fury that's actually boxing you for 12 rounds, moving his head in the corner, dancing and shit. That gives me a Muhammad Ali vibe.
Yeah. So what did they release around the controls and everything? I mean, I think you've talked about it a little bit before, where like you felt that if somebody had boxing knowledge, that they would be more adept to play the game. So what about the controls kind of leads you to that?
That's a very interesting question, and what I'll say is this. So what they did was they tried to shit on Fight Night.
Right.
With that being said, have you heard that Fight Night has announced they plan on coming back as well?
No, I hadn't heard that.
Right. So now that Fight Night saw how many people were interested and they were gambling this game didn't get made, they're back in the race. But what the interesting thing about this is a lot of people left EA Sports, the Fight Night camp, because they didn't plan on Fight Night ever getting made again. And this game picked them up.
So you know what's going to happen here, right?
What?
Before that game gets released, Fight Night will buy the rights, and you'll see a Fight Night sticker basically plastered over it.
I never even thought about that. That would make sense though too, because this game already has so many fighters' contracts that it's like, even if Fight Night came out, it's like, well, you're missing out on Canelo, you're missing out on Lomachenko, you're missing out on Terrence, you're missing out on a lot of the best fighters. I mean,
the question there is, do those fighters sign exclusive deals? or did they just sign the rights?
Now that's interesting. I'm sure if they were smart, they would have had them do exclusive, because the thought that Fight Night could always come back would have been in the back of their mind.
Yeah. Well,
And
if the company was smart, but they may not, because they're a newer company. At least that's what it sounds like. I actually don't know who's making the game.
Oh yeah, when they first started, I think they said the whole staff was only like 150 people or something like that.
See, right there, they may not have the money to get the top or to do exclusive
Well, it's
deals.
built. Well, this took place like a year ago, so it's built a lot.
I hear you, but you still, I mean, they may be running on venture capital right now, where it's like you gotta pay to win at this point. So right. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they do have. I'd be curious to see if the fighters signed exclusive deals with this game, or if, to your point, maybe the boxers were like, maybe Fight Night's coming back, and I don't want to be an exclusive because Fight Night will probably have more capital behind it because it's an EA.
Right.
It's an EA thing, and EA, if nothing else, has money.
And you know what? That's interesting that you say that, because Tyson Fury, if I remember correctly, is still under contract with EA because he was just put in. Oh no, he may have just gotten out because he was put in UFC 3, not 4, 3. I don't know if he's in 4. I don't have 4, but he was in 3. So that meant EA had the rights to him. So for him to announce with ESBC, I'm thinking that he's out of contract because EA would not allow that.
EA's whole thing is to monopolize. Like that's why you don't see EA Sports basketball games or EA Sports baseball games, because for the most part, everybody except the NFL wants to be able to shop into different studios and shit.
Right.
Whereas the NFL, I think, is locked into a long-term deal with EA, although I don't know when that expires.
I actually heard that expires coming up soon, because I heard they were talking about making another 2K football.
So has anybody done a football game outside? I mean, obviously not
since
a good
2K.
One.
Madden, not since
2K was. I like 2K more than Madden.
No, I'm with you. I was
on the Dreamcast. 2K was way better than Madden than me.
Definitely. And honestly, Madden has gotten so complacent over the last decade.
I think that's why, though. I think what you're saying is the marketing major is connecting dots in my mind. I think that's why, because after 2K came out for Dreamcast is when you saw that exclusive EA shit. And then I think what you're saying is correct. They started making that college football. Everybody was saying they like college more than the Madden. They stopped making the college because they couldn't play the players. And Madden was already complacent because they had been the only game monopolizing pro football.
Right.
Now we're just getting back to a point where it's like the pot's starting to boil. Contracts are starting to end. Let's step it up. And that might be why I'm starting to get a little more interested in Madden again as well.
Well, and I think, too, even the NFL style has evolved over the last couple of years. And
I agree.
Madden has not evolved with it.
I agree.
You're seeing a ton more RPO type shit in the pros now that has been in college forever. And even the old college football games had RPOs, even if they weren't called RPOs.
And Madden's always had an awful run game.
Right. And
awful run game.
My play in college, the last one they made, NCAA 2014, fucking read option
to the pitch,
the post. No, run the read option. You could, especially if you had an agile quarterback, and you could run that read option and then throw the post. Oh, it was fantastic.
I remember you running that motherfucking what's it called, back and forth, that pitch, that option pitch. Back and forth.
What's it called?
Triple option, running triple option against
back and forth. That's all,
up and down the field. Triple option right, triple
it.
Option left. Triple option right, triple option left.
Them was good times.
No, and people hate playing me in those kind of games because I play it like I would a normal football game. We're going to run the fucking ball and run the clock, and guess what? I'm turning chew clock on.
I used to hate
I'm
people
not mad
like
at that.
I used to hate people like that.
I'm not mad at that. Do what you do, baby. That just mean I need these stop.
If I'm up and have the ball, chew clock is on the entire game.
Right, running the ball.
running the 4-minute offense, which is kill the clock.
Hey, man.
Dude, I had somebody cuss me out online for doing that shit.
Nah, that's a part of the game. I just need these stops. Get the stops. It don't matter.
Rage quits in the third quarter because I chew the clock.
Yeah, because it does get boring if you're playing somebody and you're trying to come back and it's like, God damn.
You ain't getting the ball back. This clock's gonna.
It's different than basketball.
Right.
Right.
We're only playing 5-minute quarters. I could chew clock and run this out in 6 plays.
But that also comes down to football knowledge as well. And that's what I think I'm running into with this flag football team is it's a lot of great athletes, but when it comes to football knowledge, it's only a couple people out there with it.
Right. Well,
and it's frustrating.
It's not a game that you can usually just pick up and go like basketball or like
right.
things.
And you can't win on your own, G.
No, it's a team sport.
You can't win by yourself. So you need everybody. And especially if you're not knowledgeable like everyone else in the game. It's just frustrating.
That's frustrating. Yeah, that has to be tough.
All right, y'all take this for a second.
Oh yeah, I'm filling up myself too, but we good. Well, you know me being at the house, I'm just a hop, skip, and jump away. I could probably piss and make it.
No, you missed the free throw shot.
If I didn't, I'd be close.
You know, speaking from experience, no, because the bathroom was all the way upstairs.
I missed that motherfucker. I airballed that bitch your mouth.
Listen, man, never forget that night. Hey, wasn't that the night we something crazy happened? We had to open the next morning. Something crazy happened.
Yeah, don't start incriminating me.
No, we didn't do nothing like that. We just
don't start incriminating me.
I think we woke up later, so I think we just slightly hungover.
Oh no, that was the night we took our boss out.
Right.
It's so
no
scary.
Name.
Yes.
We'll say Mr. Sandals.
It's so scary. Yes.
Well, when he's looking around,
his ass in sandals and khaki shorts at a Jamaican bar.
Wasn't we in Scotland? Hey, Cuddy, don't forget the flannel. Didn't he have a flannel on?
I don't remember what he had on.
He had his sleeves rolled up.
Was nervous holding on to the bar like he couldn't swim in the deep end. I know that much.
He was scared. Hey,
that was my nigga
night.
though. Shouts out if you out there. If you listen, that was my nigga.
We gotta try to find him on Facebook.
I miss him. That shit was funny though.
Right. Good night.
Mm-hmm.
Comfortable as hell.
Damn, I had something to say.
Did you?
Right.
I did. It was based off of what he had just said. Damn.
We're talking about. What were we talking about?
Right, we was talking about before you said we was talking about me missing the toilet pissing. Shit.
Right.
I told you I pissed at the foot of my bed the other night.
Savage.
Just woke up and pissed at the foot of my I don't know what it is about me going to sleep smacked with a full bladder. I think anywhere is the bathroom. You know what I mean? It's almost like I wake up and grab a baseball bat and spin around. And wherever I stumble to, that's where I'm pissing at.
I mean, I remember a story from my graduation. You pissing in a cup right next to Face's head, so.
What?
Yeah, I did that. But I didn't
Art
miss.
Kelly?
Even she'll tell you, I didn't miss.
It's true. She got a couple of sprays, but.
She said he had his eyes closed and everything, and he ain't missed that cup.
Damn.
Listen, that don't be the case all the time.
No.
Sometimes it's just pure carpet, and I'll be on my hands and my knees scrubbing with Resolve in the morning.
Carpet, furniture, food, whatever. Papa's on.
It wouldn't be a Malcolm Do Fools Agree episode without the Pop Song being brought up.
Right. I'm still pissed about that Papa
Mike, you should have seen the
circle. About that Papa Song.
Mike, you should have seen the circle. You should have seen the circle. On the
it was huge.
On the fist thing.
Like he just went around in a circle.
He did. He had to have, Mike. He had to have. That's the great. My mom's like,
he thought
oh, yeah, Papa's on now.
He thought he was at one of those troughs in the old locker room.
No, right. Just stumbling around. In my defense, though, his mom's Papazon was white. It was like one of them white, like bamboo joints where like you sit in it like in a hole.
Yeah, I know what a Papazon is. Yeah.
So I probably just woke up and saw a white hole, like pissed there.
Oh man.
Meanwhile, I would ask you beforehand, you gotta go to the bathroom? Nope, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm ready to go to sleep. All right. Wake up, different story.
Well, I pissed in the parking lot too. Remember,
I
pissed in the parking lot before we went into the house.
That's right. That's right. You did.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I know I probably woke up like early in the morning, but still wasn't done. Like it wasn't out of me yet. It was like I hit piss in it. Don't know where I'm at. Woke up. Don't know where I'm at. Here's a big white Papazon. Pissed there.
To your defense, the bathroom was 2 stories up from where you were because you were in the finished basement.
My whole thing was I was smacked. My whole thing was I was smacked and I had never stayed over there before.
That's true. I will give you
that.
So
me waking up in the middle of the night, I probably didn't know where I was at.
Didn't know where to go.
Big ass Papazon chair and was like, that's the toilet.
He was still in dream world. He's like, this is the biggest urinal ever.
Right. He's like, damn, where they make these at?
Here it don't matter. I'll walk into the closet and piss on the shelves.
So sad.
I gotta watch myself.
Man.
All right, fellas. Well, we are at 205, 206. We got anything else to talk about?
Congratulations to Suni Lee.
There you go. The gymnast that won because... Where were you? We had this conversation.
Suni Lee.
She's the one that won the all-around because Biles dropped out.
Oh, right. Okay, that was her name.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats, Suni Lee. And USA men's basketball team pick it up.
Right, no doubt.
Not representing.
Simone Biles is actually a genius.
Why is that?
Because she thought about it and she was like, you know what? Second best gymnast on the squad, young Asian chick. Let's stop the Asian hate. I got mental illness. Go ahead and let her get the gold. I'll be Barry, you be Walter.
There you go. I will give a similar Olympic shout out to Coach Gary Aldrich for Team USA track and field throws.
Shout out Coach Gary.
Coach Aldrich, go get it.
Go get some gold.
Have a day. Have a day. That was his big line.
Have a day. I like that.
And Mikey Bird, have him on hit the showers when he gets back.
I will do what I can. The good news is I think he should be free early fall. So I'll try to hit him up.
Hit him up.
I don't know if he's ready for Cliff. I might have to run that interview, but
you can definitely run it. I'll be on my feet. You didn't see the interview?
I did. You did a great job.
Right. I know how to be.
It only got a little wild at the end, and he got quiet.
Did I?
I'm not even saying you. I just said it got a little crazy.
I'm sure it was me, but that's when we what did Mark reference earlier? Main event. That's when we tagged and you take over. You jump in this and take this over.
I'll get him to stay for half an hour, and then he can drop off, and then we can continue the show as usual.
There we go. That sounds perfect.
Oh, man. All right, Malk, you got anything to take us out?
Hey, as y'all say, love everybody. Be safe, fools.
Good shit.
Be safe, fools.
Be safe. Love everybody. And with all that, peace out, fools. Have a good one.